Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and welcome to Monday's edition of the DCEU Daily, and I hope you're doing very well on this Monday. James Gunn is developing another DCEU project after Peacemaker. Now, we knew this was coming, but I'm surprised Gunn's even talking about this, seeing he's so completely focused on doing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. The Suicide Squad director James Gunn confirms he's developing another DCEU project to make after Peacemaker, but it is in the early stages by Cooper Hood of Screen Rant. James Gunn confirms he's developing another DC Extended Universe project to make after Peacemaker. Although Gunn has got his big break by making Guardians of the Galaxy as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his most recent comic book projects have been with DC. The Suicide Squad was his first foray into the DCEU and gave the writer-director a chance to make a big-budget R-rated movie with obscure DC characters. This included John Cena's Peacemaker, who will star in a spin-off series for HBO Max. On top of making Peacemaker for HBO Max, Gunn is in high demand across Hollywood. He's nearing the start of production on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and the Disney Plus Holiday Special. That arrives in 2022. However, Gunn is also someone Warner Bros. DC Films and HBO Max wants to continue working with. The Suicide Squad earned rave reviews and became the most watched DC movie on the streaming service. Despite underwhelming at the box office with Peacemaker slated to arrive early next year, fans are quite interested to know if Gunn will do another DCEU project in the future. Gunn has now confirmed that he's developing another DCEU project besides Peacemaker. Due to the director's frequent activity on social media, he's asked thousands of questions a day by fans. These questions often are about his DCEU future, and he teased on Instagram that he's working on another project. He said that it was in early development though, and won't be announced at DC Fandom 2021. Interesting. While some fans remained confused about what Gunn could be working on, he confirmed on Twitter that it is a separate project beyond Peacemaker. So that's interesting. So this is Sakagoto Days asking the question. Oh no, he's saying, look at his new Instagram post. Yes, I'm developing another DC project besides Peacemaker. Gunn might not be ready to announce his next DCEU project yet, but he has teased interest in plenty of other DC stories. This goes beyond his desire to make Peacemaker Season 2 or a sequel to the Suicide Squad. Gunn has repeatedly mentioned that he'd love to work with Margot Robbie again on a Harley Quinn project. This could be the mystery project that he's working on. Gunn could also be looking to make spin-offs with other Suicide Squad characters, such as Idris Elba's Bloodsport, of course. Gunn's unique interest could also mean this is him actually making the Crypto the Superdog project he wanted to make before. Based on Gunn's busy schedule, it might be a while before it is officially announced what this new DCEU project is. He'll be wrapped up making Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 until 2023. That's why it's not going to be announced at this year's Fandom. There's no point. So any new DC movie or show won't come until after, most likely. This leaves a lot of time for Gunn to develop the project in secret and announce it when the wait won't be as long for fans. If Peacemaker delivers a similar experience as the Suicide Squad, then interest in Gunn's next DCEU project should only grow. Right, let's go back to the Crypto thing. Now, going back to this, actually, he did a really good Scooby-Doo live-action movie. So maybe a Crypto the Superdog live-action movie could be fun. Maybe we could have kind of a version of Superman in that as well, but not one that we know, because we are getting closer and closer to this multiverse strategy. So that could be fun. So it could be that. It could be a Harley project, it could be the sequel to the Suicide Squad, it could be an offshoot to one of his Suicide Squad characters, as Cooper said in that article. It could be absolutely anything. But looking at what happened to the box office of the Suicide Squad, I think James Gunn's future with the DCEU is certainly on HBO Max and not theatrically. This weekend we have seen Bond gross over 112 million. We have seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and I'm very happy about this, over 90 million domestically. Domestically. That's sensational. I think it's domestically and not internationally. I'm not sure though, but it's fantastic. And you'll be surprised to hear, I think I mentioned this yesterday, a lot of MCU fans wanted Venom, Let There Be Carnage to fail. Makes no sense to me, but that is some of the toxicity that comes from that fan base. There's elitism in that fan base. You see, it's all about the MCU. It's funny. It was all about Venom, Let There Be Carnage yesterday doing so well, and one of these analysts was talking about Disney being so smart for releasing another teaser trailer for Eternals. You know, they can't avoid shilling Disney in the MCU, and it's utterly frustrating. I've said this before about James Gunn though. He's a one-trick pony. He's not going to do anything too deep. I mean, I did suggest Green Lantern and things like that, but at the end of the day, it looks to me that all he really can do is these groups of people, maybe stuff for kids, like Crypto. As I say, I kind of rolled my eyes when I first read that about Crypto, but thinking about his success from the Scooby-Doo live-action movie, maybe a Crypto movie would be a lot of fun. Whatever he's making in the future, it won't be till the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. We've got a long wait, so don't expect to hear much about this project in the near future. Cobra Kai star wants to play Robin in a Batman movie. Cobra Kai star Tanner Buchanan wants to play Robin alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman and already has the fighting skills he needs for the role. By Rachel Otulwalski of Screen Rant. I think I did really well with that name. I hope I didn't kill it, Rachel. Cobra Kai star Tanner Buchanan wants to play Robin alongside Robert Pattinson in a Batman film. Buchanan is an American actor best known for his role as Robbie Keane in Cobra Kai. He has portrayed Robbie for 3 seasons and will be reprising his role for Cobra Kai Season 4, which releases on December the 31st. In addition to Cobra Kai, he recently starred in Netflix He's All That. Oh, I'm already put off now. And has previously appeared in Girl Meets World and Fuller House. Look, I'm sure he will be a great Robin. As Cobra Kai Season 4 approaches, viewers are eager to see how Buchanan's character will continue to develop. Robbie is one of the most complex characters of the series who often struggles between doing what is right and what is wrong. He is the estranged son of Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka, and his stint in juvenile detention after a school fight made him vulnerable to John Crace's Martin Cove influence. Now Robbie has joined Cobra Kai and Season 4 will see him pitted against Lawrence's and Daniel LaRusso's Ralph Macchio joint forces in the midst of his Cobra Kai career. Buchanan has his eyes set on another large role. As reported by Showbiz Cheat Sheet, Buchanan revealed on a Just for Variety podcast that he would like to portray Robin alongside Pattinson's Batman. Buchanan isn't sure if Pattinson's Batman will have a Robin in the future, but he wants to convince them to create the role for him. Pattinson is one of Buchanan's favourite actors and Robin is one of his favourite superheroes. Thus, this is his dream role and one he would fight for. Check out Buchanan's statement below. Ever since I found out Robert Pattinson was playing Batman, he's one of my favourite actors, I was like, I need to play his Robin. That is my role. I need that one so badly. I don't know if he's going to have a Robin, but I'm going to start convincing him that I need to do it. Obviously it helps. I already have the fight training. He's always been one of my favourites because I grew up watching and reading the Teen Titans, the cartoon and everything. Even when I was little, I always wanted to be Robin. I wanted to be Robin. So hey, if Robert Pattinson needs a Robin, I'm going to fight for that one. I'm going to go for that one. That one's going to be my role. Do you know what? I love passionate young actors who really go for it like this and say, listen, I want to play this character. Let me do it. He's got a good career thus far. There's no reason if they do have a Robin in that universe, and I think they will. Who knows what's going on with the Batman? There may be a Dick Grayson or a Jason Todd in that world without him being Robin yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Buchanan makes a great point that his Cobra Kai career has equipped him with the fighting skills he would need to succeed in a role such as Robin. Meanwhile, as a young actor on the rise with several impressive acting credits to his name, it wouldn't be surprising to see him in a role for another large franchise on the big screen. Meanwhile, Buchanan's Cobra Kai co-star Xolo Maridueña is portraying Blue Beetle, which is very exciting of course, in an upcoming film illustrating the appeal that the young Cobra Kai cast holds for superhero films. Many of the Cobra Kai actors are young rising actors with impressive fighting and acting skills. With one Cobra Kai star nabbing a superhero role, it is entirely possible that Buchanan can work his way into such a role as well. Overall, it is exciting to see a young actor with such a strong determination and confidence. Even if he does not specifically land a Robin role, his work ethic will likely land him in other large roles in the future. For now, he is already impressing with his Cobra Kai career. With Cobra Kai renewed for a 5th season, Buchanan could potentially be portraying Robbie for quite some time, opening up many possibilities for his character's growth and storyline. Viewers can catch Buchanan in action on Cobra Kai Season 4 beginning on the New Year's Eve and see for themselves how the actor might fit the role of Robin in the future. Yeah, very exciting. Well, if his mate on Cobra Kai's got, he's doing Blue Beetle, there's no reason why he couldn't have a chance. He's very talented, he's a cool kid, and I'd love to see him get the role. We will have to wait and see. Now, an update on the impending strike votes in Hollywood, because this affects us DCEU fans. They're voting for it today, or they voted for it yesterday. The results will be out later, and it looks like they're going to vote for industrial action. This will affect the whole of Hollywood, and this will delay all television streaming and movie productions. For how long, I don't know, and I will keep you updated, of course. One of the most ambitious DC graphic novels right now is their kind of foray into Superman 1978. Yes, they've made an adapted comics based on Christopher Reeves and Dick Donner's Superman the movie 1978, and I wanted to talk about this for quite some time because I think this is awesome from DC. Superman's new Brainiac is using the same logic as Thanos. Oh, did you have to compare our superior DC universe to fucking the MCU? For Christ's sake! Brainiac has arrived in the Superman 78 universe, and the computer tyrant is spouting dogma very similar to Marvel's Mad Titan Thanos by Sean Colley. The cosmic villain Brainiac has arrived in the Superman 78 universe, preaching a message of preserving life. Brainiac is using extreme methods in this pursuit, including murder. His obsession with balance and restoring ecosystems puts him in league with the Mad Titan Thanos, and he makes his move in Superman 78 too, on sale now in print and digital. Over the past decade, DC has released comics featuring some of the most beloved interpretations of their most iconic characters, such as Batman 66 and Wonder Woman 77. These books continue the story of those television shows and movies, introducing new elements while honouring the original spirit. One of the most recent additions to this line is Superman 78, using the likeness of Christopher Reeve as Superman, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. The book picks up where the original film left off. Awesome. Lex Luthor has been apprehended and all is well in Metropolis. Out in space, however, trouble is brewing. The computer tyrant Brainiac is searching for the last son of Krypton and has found him, setting the two on a collision course. Superman 78 2 is written by Robert Venditti, with art by Wilfredo Torres, colours by Jordi Belair, and letters by Dave LaFia. Brainiac has tracked Superman to Earth, thanks in part to Lex Luthor's Brainiac ship hovers over Metropolis. While he announces his agenda, he tells the citizens the city is harbouring an invasive species with enormous destructive potential, aka Superman. Brainiac then dispatches an army of robots to scour the city looking for Superman. This draws the Man of Steel's attention, and as he flies towards the ship, Brainiac says that he, Superman, will never understand the equilibrium of the galaxies. Superman makes short work of Brainiac's robot, but the villain threatens to destroy Metropolis if Superman does not surrender. Seeing no other choice, the Man of Steel acquiesces, or should I say, I don't know what that word is. let's just say he gives up to Brainiac. Where do they find these words? I wish I went to school. Ever since his first appearance, Brainiac has travelled through space, shrinking cities and collecting exotic species. Yet here he takes it up a notch by seeking to restore the ecosystems by ridding them of invasive species. Brainiac's emphasis on equilibrium and balance in nature echoes Thanos' motivations. The Mad Titan seeks to balance the universe and uses the Infinity Stones to wipe out half the universe's population. While Brainiac does not have access to that kind of power, the goals of the two are very similar. The key difference is emotion. Thanos is almost pure emotion with many insecurities. This usually gives the hero the in they need to defeat him. Brainiac, on the other hand, has no emotion and approaches life with a cold and logical perspective. Fans clamoured for years to see the iconic Christopher Reeve's interpretation of Superman spar with Brainiac, and now they are getting it. Brainiac, like Thanos, is obsessed with order and balance and is not above murdering innocents to achieve it. Now I want to talk about this. First of all, I think the first few volumes of Superman 88 have been absolutely sensational, and these volumes of taking movies and TV shows and turning them into comic books is a beautiful idea by Jim Lee of DC Comics, who is in charge of the whole thing, of course. But let's go back a bit, because these comics could be adapted into live action, because Christopher Reeve's Superman is still out there. In fact, we saw him in Superman Returns in 2006. In fact, we saw him in Arrowverse's very Crisis on Infinite Earths, portrayed by Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh was going to face Brainiac in the Superman Returns sequel. It was going to be titled Superman Man of Steel. I have read the screenplay and script and the story idea from Dan Harris and Bryan Singer and another writer as well. It was very, very good. We remember that Superman had a son called Jason in the first film. By mistake, Superman kills Jason because Brainiac takes his form. So he was going to be in it. I think it was despicable that Brandon Routh never got the Superman Returns sequel he deserved. It was even more despicable that Bryan Singer, the director, blamed him for the failure of Superman Returns when he was the best freaking thing about that movie. Brandon Routh deserves justice. He was going to face Brainiac. And this story sounds really awesome. You'd have to recast Lex. You can't have Spacey. He's a disgraced actor. Fair enough. I don't think Kate Boswell could return, but maybe she could. Who knows? So they could absolutely do this. But then again, let's not forget, and this is the kind of problem now, because I forgot about Crisis, even though I just mentioned it. In Crisis, everyone was wiped out. Perry, Lois, Jason, everyone. Something really bad happened. So you could still, then again, this is just after. Think about this actually, this is very interesting, because this is not set in the direct future, because this volume, for example, is set, I'm just remembering now, I only just read it and I'm just remembering, but this story is set just after Lex Luthor is imprisoned, and that's when Brainiac arrives. Now in Superman 2, some time has passed, or is it basically continuing? But you could literally squeeze this story in, like just after Superman the movie and just before Superman 2, if you were smart. Now I don't know how they would do it and everything, but I think Brandon Routh absolutely deserves this. So you could adapt any of these Superman 78 comics and it would be absolutely awesome. And with the multiverse strategy coming very, very soon, why not? Wonder Woman's 1984's loss is reversed in Anniversary comic preview. In her recent films, Wonder Woman has had to say goodbye to her love, Steve Trevor. Now, in a new preview, he's the one saying goodbye. Yes, we're approaching the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman, so I'm very excited about this, by the way. She's a fantastic character and deserves to be celebrated. By Samantha King of Screen Rant. Warning contains a preview of Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary 100-page super spectacular. In Wonder Woman 1984, the titular hero was forced to say goodbye to her love, Steve Trevor, for a second time. But the newest preview for Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary 100-page super spectacular 1 from DC flips the script, forcing Steve to confront his own loss of Diana. In both films, fans saw Diana mourning Steve, which makes this reversal particularly interesting. This year, Wonder Woman is celebrating her 80th anniversary. She shares this monumental milestone with Green Arrow and Aquaman, both of whom have already starred in their own respective 80th anniversary comic specials. Now Wonder Woman will be featured in her own ahead of Wonder Woman Day, her official anniversary, on which she'll also be inducted into the Comic-Con Hall of Fame. The special is an anthology issue with numerous stories provided by various creative teams. Wonder Woman sacrificed herself to save the multiverse in January's Dark Knights, Death Metal. She awoke in Valhalla and subsequently began chasing after a troublesome Roman deity Janus. Now she finally seems ready to return to her own world. While she has been saving the day in other realms, dimensions and universes, her long-term love interest has been left to pick up the pieces of a shattered life. Check out the preview here. So basically these are like the covers. This is beautiful. This is absolutely fantastic. And there's a panel here. I don't know how clear you can see that. Really awesome as well. Oh, this is brilliant. I like this. Yeah, this is so cool. This is brilliant artwork, isn't it? This glimpse reveals that Steve believes Wonder Woman is dead and not coming back. He has been having a hard time adjusting to her absence. Despite their previous separation in Wonder Woman 81, 2019, the two separated in Wonder Woman 754, 2020. Diana reflected on her love with him and, encouraged by Princess Maxima, decides she should try to talk to Steve since she still loves him. This conversation never happened, however now it seems to be too late, with Diana presumed dead after her battle with the Batman who laughs. Even though Wonder Woman is still very much alive and saving the multiverse, no one back in her world knows about it. This news story seemingly documents Steve's love for her through a personal project he has undertaken to help him heal. Particularly of note is the way he says this was Wonder Woman. If this were just a standard breakup, there'd be no reason to refer to her in past tense, since she'd still be around. This is a different angle from what fans have seen lately in both Wonder Woman films. Diana was forced to deal with losing Steve. This loss is framed very differently, making it a refreshing take on the couple's struggles to be together. Becky Cloonan, Michael W. Conrad and Jim Shaun handle his preview story. In memoriam, which is fitting since they're working on the current run of Wonder Woman, Jordi Bellar has also been involved in the secondary stories within the run, focused on young Diana, and will be contributing dreamers with Paulina Gushuna, Mark Waid, Tom King, Amy Reeder, Stephanie Phillips, Steve Orlando, Vita Ayala and G. Wilson are also included in this upcoming issue, working with Josie Louise Garcia Lopez, Evan Shana, Marissa Louise Marcia, Takara, Laura Braga, Isaac Goodhart and Megan Hetrick. There will be pin-up art by multiple artists, including Gabriel Piccolo, who has been working on DC's Teen Titans Yard graphic novels as of late. Raven Beast Boy and Beast Boy Loves Raven. The creative teams provide a broad variety of potential and styles for Wonder Woman's latest adventures, but it will be particularly interesting to see if her potential future with Steve Trevor is finally addressed. After all, this time when the issue hits shelves on October the 5th. Right, it's great to have these celebrations for these iconic characters, especially Wonder Woman, because she's so iconic. She's the top three in the DC universe with Batman and Superman. And I like this spin on the narrative from the movies where she loses Steve. Well, this time he thinks she's dead, but she's not. She's in the multiverse being a hero. So I would love to read these graphic novels. They do sound very, very intriguing, interesting and emotional, and a great way to celebrate the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman. This news came up a few days ago, but I forgot all about it. Superman and Lois Season 2 cast Teen Wolf star Ian Bohen. A Teen Wolf reunion is on the horizon, as Ian Bohen has been cast as a guest star in Superman and Lois Season 2 alongside Tyler Hoechlin by Josh Planisi of Screen Rant. A Teen Wolf reunion is on the horizon as Ian Bohen has been cast as a guest star in Superman and Lois Season 2. Teen Wolf fans will remember Bowen as Peter Hale on the Bloody Teen drama, which ran for 6 seasons, 2011 to 2017 on MTV. Tyler Hoechlin played Peter's nephew, Derek Hale, in Teen Wolf, and now stars in Superman and Lois as Superman Clark Kent. He's joined by Elizabeth Tulloch as Lois Lane, both reprise their roles from various other Arrowverse shows. The cast also includes Jordan Alas, Alexander Garfin, Eric Valdez, Indy Navreti, Walt Parks, Adam Rayner, Dylan Walsh, and Emmanuel Cricky. Superman and Lois Season 1 focuses on Lois and Clark raising their 2 teenage sons, Jonathan Alas and the superpowered Jordan Garfin, in Smallville after sharing the Patriarch's secret with them. Complicating matters is John Henry Irons Parks, who upon arriving in his world via the multiverse views Superman as a threat, and the emergence of Morgan Edge, aka Tal Rayner, Kal-El's spiteful, humanity-hating half-brother. Upon dealing with the latter and making peace with the former, Superman and Lois Season 1 finale ends with the surprise arrival of John and Lois' multiversal daughter, Natalie Taylor Buck. According to Deadline, Bowen will play Lieutenant Mitch Anderson in a recurring role in Superman and Lois. The character is described as the new sheriff in town at the Department of Defense. He doesn't like that Superman exists outside of the chain of command, interesting, and tries to bring him under the authority of the DoD. To commemorate this Teen Wolf reunion, Hoechlin took to Instagram to share a behind-the-scenes clip from Vancouver's set of Season 2 featuring Bowen. Check it out below. It's actually a video, so I won't play the video, but what happens is he approaches him and I think Tyler just points at him and says, "Oh, it's you." So yeah, that's fun, isn't it? Superman and Lois Season 1 saw Clark and Lois clash with Sam Lane Walsh over Superman's priorities. Despite some very tumultuous exchanges, distrust and kryptonite-infused weapons, General Lane ultimately decides to put his family first and retire. That being said, the DoD is now bringing in Anderson, who has no conflict of interest with Superman and Lois. It's worth mentioning that there's also a Mitch Anderson in the comics who becomes Outburst, a superhero with magnetic powers. Interesting. However, it's unclear if that tidbit will be adapted. While the description for Bowen's Lieutenant Mitch Anderson doesn't tell us much, it's enough to keep the interest piqued until Superman and Lois returns in 2022. Bowen is also currently a regular on Yellowstone alongside Kevin Costner. Wow. So he's got great connections. On top of Bowen's character causing sporadic trouble for the Man of Steel, Lois and her family will likely try to integrate Natalie into their family, considering John was just about to leave town due to how difficult it was for him to be around a woman who looks just like his late wife. Life isn't about to get any easier for those in Smallville. Well, life's never easy for people in Smallville, and that's the way it should be, and that's what makes life interesting for all of us, doesn't it? Yeah, I loved Superman and Lois Season 1. Not my favourite thing of Superman ever, but I think most Superman fans for once weren't arguing if it was valid or not, and really enjoyed it, and that's great. And I think this character is going to be very, very interesting in Superman and Lois Season 2. And I say, bring it on. So as you can see, DC Comics, the graphic novels, and DC live action, the machine is chugging along really, really well. And anyone who tells you different, you can say that Mick at Movies TV Mad says you're talking absolute nonsense. Be excited for what's to come in the graphic novels. Be excited for what's coming in live action, because it's absolutely fantastic. Because these haters destabilized Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, and for what? Because they wanted to see more MCU-centric live action. They were absolutely fantastic films. They were masterpieces, and people rejected them because they weren't watched them once and discard them, and they didn't fit the narrative that they wanted to see, and that's a shame. And they spoilt it for the rest of us. This has been the DCEU Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And please subscribe. You'll have a good time doing it. I do about 2 videos a day. The DCEU Daily, updating you with DC Comics and DC live action. And also I do the Doctor Who Daily, which I'm about to do in a moment. We'll be talking about Jodie Whittaker's Season 13, which is her final season. But the DCEU Daily will be back tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.